Hey guys, I am back. Oh my gosh. So my battery ran out. Um, I really need to make sure that my battery doesn't run out. I have all these cell phones, but for some reason, lately the batteries have not been lasting long. So I will make sure that I fix that in the future, in the near future, especially with the new feature that's going to be happening on my channel called the Saturday Live Scoop from the Dominican Republic. That's going to be my new feature because you guys know that right now on Tuesdays, I have Lifestyle Tuesdays where I'll interview someone or I'll talk about an apartment that's available, stuff like that. But then on Thursdays, I have story time. And so now on Saturdays, I'm going to be doing the Saturday Live Scoop. So there we go. And yeah, I just want to give you guys some really good information on some things that are going on in the Dominican Republic. And so because my other cell phone ran out of battery and I was using this cell phone for the news. You got to give me a second. I'm just going to look the news up again. So how is everyone out there? You guys just seem like, you're flowing with all the information that's going on here, which is really good. No one's making too much of a big deal about it. Hey, Robert, thanks for coming back. And he. Hey. All right. So I want to let you guys know that, there's not always going to be a whole bunch of, can you peg me? What's a peg me? So let me see. Oh, am collecting data. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say that. Okay. So I'm on Dominican today. That's where I'm going to be getting information from. But whatever news that I get, that's what I'm going to be bringing to you guys every single Saturday. And what I'm going to be doing is just doing like a Saturday news thing. And let me see. There was something I actually wanted to read to you guys because there was something in Santo Domingo that was, oh, thank you, Subhan. And Tadao says, it's a sausage feast now, right? Oh, look at my braces when I smile. I can't wait to get these off. But I it is what it is. I got them on. It's going to take some time to get them off. It's temporary, just like anything around the world. Okay, let me see. There was an article that I really wanted to read to you guys. Here it is right here. Okay, so every Saturday, we are going to chill and we are going to chat about just the news that's going on in the Dominican Republic, anything else that you guys want to talk about, any questions that you guys have. But right now, I just want to talk about this before my next battery goes out. Santo Domingo, the National Police reported that they have dismantled a gang involved in violent cell phone robberies and snatching in areas of the National District and Santo Domingo. The law enforcement agency specified that this was carried out through the Operations Office of the Department of Crimes and Crimes Against Property Theft in the operation conducted on the night of Thursday, July 17th, 2025. The action was taken in response to an increase in citizen complaints and the dissemination of videos on social media that demonstrated the crimes committed by members of the criminal organization. At the time of their arrest, they were seized with 2 platina motorcycles, 2 protective helmets, and the coats they used to commit the robberies, in addition to 61 cell phones of various makes and models were seized, the result of being snatched from the citizens in public spaces. Later, in the continuation of the operation, the agents moved to another street in a neighborhood and secondly found where they seized 2 motorcycles abandoned by 2 known criminals. And this is the story. So guys, let me see. We got Chris, Dennis Taylor wants his glasses back. Funny and insightful says that's a unique way of phrasing violent cell phone robberies. Robberies of cell phone using violence, or did someone hit someone with else a cell phone? No, Ragu, misdoings. No. So it has been long a problem here, like a huge problem in Santo Domingo. The one thing people will say to you, Dominicans, when you have Dominican friends and you tell them that you're going to Santo Domingo, they will say, make sure you don't take your cell phone out. It's the biggest thing. And I never really heard of anyone getting their cell phone taken from them in Santo Domingo. But apparently it's one of the biggest crimes there where people are like, and not only that, social media. So I watch a lot of social media on Facebook. I look up a lot of news, Dominican news on Facebook. And so people always post reels, like, reels on Facebook. People post reels of their cell phones getting taken. The people will just ride up on a motorcycle, boom, snatch their cell phone. So people are like outside, they're at a bus stop, just looking at their cell phone, or they're walking down the street, just looking at their cell phone, boom, gone. And so the citizens, the locals of Santo Domingo, they're like, hey, like they complained and they created a brand new task force and an operation, not a task force, an operation, cell phone operation to go and get that gang. And the gang was dismantled. So this is a story about about them dismantling it. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's the faces are turned around, but they have all those cell phones on the table. And yeah, so they took it very seriously, which is great. They're like, yeah, you can't be stealing cell phones. And it was so rampant that that would be making a lot of people very angry. And I would be angry too. Imagine walking down the street, you have your cell phone and you're in the middle of something and someone just comes and snatches your cell phone out of your hand. Oh my gosh. And cell phones are so expensive. But yep. And let me see. Dominique, huge is the clue. Oh yes. What is that? I'm missing something here. But oh, and what happens to cell phones afterwards? So they what they do with the cell phones is they unlock them and sell them. They sell them. And so sometimes they'll like just unlock them. And once they're unlocked, they'll go and they'll sell them, especially if they are like iPhones and stuff of that nature. So iPhones are quite expensive, or any phones, and they'll just go unlock them and then sell them. So they got caught with only 61, but still, that's still a lot. That's 61 traumatized people out there. So yeah, and they're all young guys. So seems like a way that they're making money, and it might not. I mean, I really hope that doesn't start happening here with, the things that are going on. And I don't think that will start happening here because Sosua is already a family friendly town, and it already is a tourist family town. And it's easy to grab someone as soon as someone passes by, because there's so many motorcycles on the street, and someone will just go and zip and go grab that other person. So, let me see. Peter says, I went to Sosua back in 2022. I had a ball. Oh, Peter, it's so awesome here. iPhones can't be unlocked, it's my understanding, without a password. Okay, very interesting then. I wonder what they're doing with them. I wonder what they're doing with the iPhones, because they got to be taking any type of phone, right? iPhones, Androids. So I wonder if they are just selling off the iPhones for parts, like maybe to cellular phone stores. There's a lot of cellular phone stores here, almost on every single corner, even here in Charamicos where I live. And yeah, it was, I mean, I'm surprised with all the cellular phone stores in this small area that I live in. Speaking of this small area that I live in, there's another piece of news that I want to tell you guys. So you know how I always say that there is no welfare system here, and that, there needs to be some type of a welfare system in order to help the people who are going to be losing their jobs and stuff of that nature. Well, I'm not able to find the article right now because my other phone ran out of battery on the other live, but there is a lot going on, and they are starting somewhat of a welfare system, but it's not a federal welfare system per se. So they're going to start helping people, moms with little babies and families that need extra help. They're going to start helping the senior citizens as well, especially those that are sick and shut in and also need medication. There's a lot of elderly here that does need medication. I've seen so many elderly here, and I have a few of them. Like when I'm walking down the street, most of them are men. And I think that the ladies, the older women, most of them have their families to take care of them, their older sons, their older daughters, whether they moved away or they live here, they take care of them. But there are some older men here, single. A lot of them are single, or maybe they just, were like beach boys back in the day. Like maybe, the guys that stay on the beach never really did learn English, or, just kind of lived a rough life, whatever. But yeah, the men, I find the older men, some of them are walking with crutches, but the crutches are made from, and that's here in Charamicos. I live in a barrio. I live in the local area, and some of them, the crutches are made with like, not all, no, there's not a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like literally maybe two or maybe four. But the crutches are made with like broomstick, homemade crutches. And when I see them, I'll just be sitting there, and they'll come up to me and they'll ask me for a little bit of money. Usually it's like 25 pesos so they can get some rice, 50 pesos so they can get like maybe rice and a little tiny piece of meat or something of that nature. hmm But the Dominicans are very giving to each other. That's what I've noticed. They're very, very generous to each other. They don't rely on, just the foreigners. Sometimes when I'm sitting there as well, and someone may ask me for something, I'll give. But then sometimes if they continue to ask for too much, the Dominicans will chase them away. The Dominicans will say, "Que pasa?" Like, go, stop, like, leave her alone, and stuff like that, which I don't necessarily need them to do that, but they will reach in their own pocket and they'll be like, here, go, take it. Because, they know that the person is just maybe, asking for too much at that time. It's a tough situation, but I do feel like there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be turning out for the positive. We're going to be seeing a lot of information that's going to be coming out, and we'll be very proud of our beloved Sosua. And we'll be able to see the changes on the beach. And also, oh, that's one of the things I wanted to address from the other video, where one of the guys said that the girls are just going to move online, and the girls are just going to start communicating with the guys online. And that's very true. The girls, they will start talking to the guys online, instead of in the street. And the guys, you guys, if you have Bumble or if you have anything like that, you automatically will start to get to know the women through Bumble, which is sometimes, it could be safer because you get her information and you get a lot of her, more about her. I'm pretty sure those apps, they give a lot of information if anything happens. So you'll see different photos of her as well, all that stuff. So I would say that that's really what's going to start happening. And he also said, the guy in the other on the other video that I was on, he said that a lot of people are going to start going to Puerto Plata on the Malecon in order to find dates, so to speak. And I agree with that as well. I do believe that there will be an influx of people going to Puerto Plata because there is also a Malecon there, and there's already a lot of nighttime action there. So I could see that getting really built up as well, that Malecon there. Um, uh, oh no. Oh no, I deleted that message by accident. It was from funny and inspired. I mean, insightful, funny and insightful. Can you please write it again? I'm so sorry. I deleted it by accident. I clicked something twice there. I don't know how I deleted it by accident. Let me see. Can I undelete it? View deleted message. Oh, okay, I got it back. I got it back. What do you think that the DR can offer to the world? Like Germany export cars, Mexico sells products, etc. What's the thing DR can export according to you? It's a very good question. And Kaiser, I'll get back to the murder from 2019. Thank you for reminding me. The DR needs clean water, more education, and more intimacy training. Yes. Okay, these are great questions. I'm going to get first some good answer, funny and insightful. So some commodities here. Well, I mean, aside from the obvious, which is sugarcane, and sugar is not very much of a great thing anyway. Coffee, there's coffee here. And what other commodities do we have? We have rice here. We have like fruits and vegetables, but really that's pretty much where the buck stops. We don't manufacture cars here per se, and we don't really like, I think that if they were to use the hemp, I was talking about hemp earlier, but hemp is illegal, the hemp plant. And I don't mean necessarily just for medicinal purposes, but I do mean for clothing as well, and even just materials for rope, for supplies. I believe that that could be a great industry here. And somehow that would be good. There's really not a lot that I know of on the island, but every day people are coming up with great ideas, but exports don't really seem to be that much of a spoken thing here, and that is something that I think needs to change in the next few years. Because even myself, like I have a few products that I made, healthcare, like skincare products and hair care products, and I can't get them off the island very easily. And I would love to distribute them to Canada, to the United States, for curly hair, for dreads, for help your hair grow, keep your hair healthy, keep your skin soft, stuff of that nature, all natural products made with the natural oils here, and can't get them off the island. It's very hard to export goods here. So I think that also puts the Dominican Republic in some situations that needs some circumstances that really do need to change. But that's a really great question, and I'm actually going to look into that question even more. Just going to do some research, and I'll have more of that answer next week, actually. And let me see, what was this? Oh, the government is going to help the people. The government is going to help the people. That tells me they're about to exploit the citizens even more. Very interesting, Mo Black. They are going to help them, but I don't think it's going to be a great amount of help right now. I think they're talking about that in Sosua right now, just to kind of lower the shock of what is going on. There were 20 things on their list. Richard says, this is rubbish. Comb your hair, please. My hair is combed. I'm mixed with black, so I naturally have curly hair. Funny and insightful says, like Rwanda, once a civil war ridden country, now it's the Singapore of Africa. Really? That's right. It used to be war ridden. Became an economic powerhouse by exporting economic services. Wow, you are very insightful, funny and insightful. Very funny. And I mean, very insightful. Kaiser says, I missed the details about the murder. So yeah, like in 2019, there was a guy that was, he was here, a tourist, and he was enjoying the women, and he took a woman, and she was a single mom, and he took her home to his hotel room only for the night. And the next day he was walking out of the hotel room, of the hotel lobby. She was wrapped up in sheets, like he was trying to wrap her up in sheets, and he was trying to hide her, and the security noticed, and the security stopped him, and she was dead. And so a friend of mine who is a French reporter here, he used to live in Belgium. He said that he interviewed the guy in the jail cell, and the guy said that he had like an episode, like he was hallucinating, and he had some type of an episode, and he snapped her neck. So that's the worst thing that I heard about. And that's, of course, murder is the worst that it could be. But that's the only time I heard of any of the men here hurting the women. And I never heard any other stories. And that was 2019. Maybe it was 2018. I got here July 2018. And so it could have been like a few months after I got here. It could have even been August. It could have been September 2018. So you guys can look that up. But he's probably still in jail. I mean, obviously, 7 years. But yeah, and he had two passports. He had one that I'm pretty sure was African, and the other one was American. So that's the only time I heard of anything happening to the ladies, something like that. And that was horrible. And I think at that point, it would have been smart to try to regulate things, and not regulate the tourists or anything of that nature, but regulate the girls, get the girls in shape, get the girls, kind of documented. DR exports quite a bit of fertilizer to Jamaica. Oh, Charles Clinton, thank you for that. Fertilizer to Jamaica. And Jay Quip said, hi. And Toya Williams, what happened to Finger? I don't know. I heard that he went to prison, but I'm not quite sure what really happened. So I don't want to speak on that. My camera looks dusty there. Hold on. Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Finger. Last thing I did see, he was in prison. Someone sent me a video of him as he was in prison, a mutual friend of ours who was trying to help him. And he was talking to Finger, and he was taking a video of Finger, and that video was sent around to a lot of us here on WhatsApp. But that's the last thing I heard of him. But I'll try to find out some information for that for the next Saturday scoop. So for those of you who are just tuning in now, I'm going to be adding Saturday live scoop on Saturdays. It'll be fun. It's going to be question and answer, but it will also be based on any news that I hear, any scoop that I hear, and I will share it with you guys. Every Saturday I'll go live. I used to go live every Sunday and I used to love it, but again, it was always a real excursion because it was on the beach. And although I just lived like a 3-minute walk from the beach, it was still just a little much of an excursion. Are you Mexican? Who said that? Ragnar. No, I'm not Mexican. So I'm mixed with Black, white, and I'm also mixed with indigenous. So my Black side came from West Africa, Sierra Leone, as slaves, and they were taken to the United States. And then when they fought with the English, the English tried to invade the United States, and the English said to them, "Hey, look, if if the war is won, then they will give land to the slaves, my Black side, my slave ancestors in the United States, and if the war is lost, they will give them land in Canada." And they gave them land in Canada because the war was lost. The English were not able to overthrow the Americans. And so my Black ancestors went to Nova Scotia. And when they got to Nova Scotia, they met there some indigenous people who were called the Mi'kmaq. And they were what you would classify as First Nations. Some people will call them Indian. They're not Indian, but Native. And then they also mixed with the Scottish that came over on the Mayflower to Nova Scotia. So those are my roots. And I don't know anything about my Scottish ancestry. I know very little about my Mi'kmaq ancestry. And I know very little about my West African Black ancestry. But I was raised in downtown Toronto with more Jamaicans. So I identify as a fair-skinned Black woman, but I know the Jamaican culture more than I know any other culture. But my family's not Jamaican. So yeah. But one thing just to respond to one of the comments here about Jamaica, someone said that fertilizer is sent from here to Jamaica. That's really interesting. But whatever happened to Jamaica selling bauxite? I think it was bauxite became illegal, I heard. But I heard that it's such a good product. And Mo Black, more than slaves. Fair enough with a history lesson. Thank you. Don't slave my slave ancestors. They were people who were stolen and enslaved. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. Why do you have gang tattoos on your fingers? I don't have any gang tattoos on my fingers. I just have that one tattoo right there. And there's a 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dots. And 9 is a very special number in our world. Like 9 months, a baby is born. 9 months has like 3 trimesters. After 9 numbers, it turns into 10. So there's only 9 numbers in the world. 9 is a very important number. It's pretty much connected to the golden ratio as well. So it's just more of a spiritual aspect. It's not a gain aspect. I do have a lot of tattoos, but they are all about flowers and God. and very important things. Like, for instance, I have some tattoos right here. This is mi amor. It's my first Spanish words that I learned aside from gracias. So that says mi amor. Over here says siempre con Dios. It means always with God, because it's also it's the first sentence that I learned here. It was on a bus. So the Dominican Republic is the only flag in the world that has a Bible on it. No other flag in the whole entire world has a Bible. And so I thought that was quite special. My dad was a pastor, my stepdad was a pastor, and my mom was a deaconess. I was raised in the church. So I thought that was really special. I didn't know that when I first came here. And so I saw a bus going by one day, and my eyes looked at it, and I read those words out loud. And the person who I was with at the time, they said, "Oh, you read that really well. Do you know Spanish?" And I said, "No." But I said, "What does siempre con Dios means?" And they said, "Always with God." And I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting that tattooed on me." And I did right away. And then my other tattoo is above that is a lifeline with a heart, and Dios, again, God. And most of my tattoos have God's name on it, or like a flower. Um, they all have meaning of like spirituality. I wasn't really into tattoos when I was younger. My first tattoo was when I was 35, and I got that tattoo just because um, somebody who was very special to me was getting a tattoo, and I wanted to support them. So I was like, okay, I'll get one too. And I got one on my lower back. It was my business logo. Then after that, I got a couple of more tattoos, and they do say that once you get one tattoo, you start getting more. And that's very true. And that was very true for me. Not for everyone, but it was very true for me. I don't regret any of my tattoos, thankfully enough, because I got them in my 30s when I was already grown. And I didn't get any, like, you know, um, skulls or anything like that. Not that skulls are bad, or whatever someone chooses to get on their body is what they choose to get on their body. But most of mine are flowers and just sayings. Like I always say, I'm a walking billboard for God. I like to say kind things to people. And then of course I have my dog's name tattooed on me, and I have my children's name tattooed on me. I have two children. My daughter's 36, and my son is 30, and my granddaughter. I have a grandson, but I don't have his name tattooed on me yet. He's the youngest one, but I have my granddaughter also tattooed on me. So yeah, no gang signs. I'm from the hood. I'm from the hood. I'm from downtown Toronto. I'm from Regent Park. Shouts out Regent. And I'm very proud to say that I'm from the hood. Very proud of where I came from. But I came from a very strict family, two-parent home where my dad was the very strict. And, I grew up with a lot of people. I guess you would call them gangsters, but I went to the community center. I worked at a place called the Regent Park Community Center. I worked ever since I was 15 years old as a camp counselor and stuff of that nature. So I didn't see these guys as gangsters, but most of them sold drugs. Most of them, it was during the crack epidemic, just like how the crack epidemic was really huge in the United States as well. Downtown Toronto was hit very hard in 1989. And it was just something I grew up with. I know a lot of people who died. I know a lot of people who went to jail. I know a lot of people who were in that type of situation. I was very fortunate that I was planted in some good soil and watered with some good love and education and support with everyone around me, especially my mom and my dad. And I was in a good home. So I saw a lot growing up around me. And, I I would never take it back. I would never ask for any other life. You know, I've met some very beautiful people, and I've met some not so nice people. But there's a lot of people out there who can be mean, and just cruel intentions. But I always find that those people, they say mean things, they do mean things, but they dig a ditch for themselves, and that ditch may not come right now, but the ditch does come, and they fall in it. They intend for other people to fall into it, and they're mean, and they say horrible things, they do horrible things. But I do pray for them. I don't hope that their karma comes back around. I hope that their heart is touched and they feel remorse before they feel that pain, because I do believe in forgiveness, and I do believe in all that. So, I mean, I think life for everyone is, now I look at life as what we make it. And so coming from the hood was such a beautiful thing for me. That's probably the only reason why I can actually live where I am now in Charamicos. I don't live in a gated community here in the Dominican Republic. I have lived in buildings where there were private pools, and I went like swimming a couple of times, only when I had my Dominican friends over, because it was something new for them. But when I was in Canada, I never had a pool. So it wasn't something that I was accustomed to, but it was something that I certainly did appreciate here. And the novelty wore off real fast, because it just was something that wasn't the reason I was here for. So the more that I got into business, the more that I got into understanding the culture and wanting to be around the Dominicans and the people and the traditions, I was drawn more to the local areas, learning the language, and, learning how to just survive here. And that's what I did. And so now I live in the same type of area that I grew up in Toronto. So kind of like came full force. But in Toronto, I grew up there, but I left that when I was like, a young adult. Before I moved here, I lived in a very beautiful condo in downtown Toronto. Before I came to the Dominican Republic, I lived downtown Toronto in a very nice apartment condo in a very posh little part of town. And it was at Carlton and Church, a very nice part of town. It was great. I have my businesses before I came here. I was on the radio before I came here, did a little TV. So that kind of followed me here when I came here. And I just ended up going straight over to YouTube. And I did have my YouTube channel before I came here, but I would always just talk about spiritual stuff. So if you guys look at my older videos, you'll see that I was just always speaking about spirituality. And I think I've had this channel for maybe 19 years. I'm not sure. And maybe 19 years. Yeah. I think I have my 19th anniversary or maybe 16th anniversary. YouTube told me, I forget now. But in any case, yeah. So I came here and I did the same thing, just, social media. I had my own television show here for a couple of years on TV on Channel 3. And it was great. But, and it was really wonderful, actually. And I may go back to it one day, but it was a lot of work. They asked me to go back recently. They had asked me to go back and have my show again. It was called Living Good. And they treated me really great. But again, it was a lot of work. So right now I'm just here living in the hood, full force, 360, living exactly kind of like in the same environment that I was raised in, and the same type of down home people, the same energy that I'm used to from when I was a little girl. People that need a little bit of sugar, they need a little bit of bread, they need a little bit, a couple of bucks, a couple of pesos. Everyone comes together. We all look out for each other. We all know who our neighbors are, and we don't worry about anything. We don't bother anybody. I feel like I'm singing la-di-da-di, lottie dottie. We like to party. We don't cause problems. We don't bother nobody. Bitch. On the mic. How does that song go again? But yeah. So that's pretty much it. You know, no gains here. No gain symbols. Um, just all about love and business and just trying to love life. But yes, thank you, Mo Black, for saying that they were enslaved and they were not slaves. I really love that you said that. Ragnar, you're from Spain. Oh wow. Okay, so you speak Spanish. Dios te bendiga. And Funny and Insightful says that's a unique identity. Thank you, Ragnar. I'm a white guy with a natural tan, like most people from Spain. Okay. And Cleasy, I thought you were Scotian. Yeah, my people are Scotian. You're friends with one of my friends on with one of my cousins on Facebook. Romeo, do you support prostitution in Sosua? I'm gonna get right back to that. I'm just gonna see if I can get to the bottom of these. Ragnar, kick the English out of Spain. I don't know. I've never been to Spain, so I don't even know what that means. What does the 9 dots signify? Okay, so I'm going to get to that. I need to be making notes here. Okay, so prostitution here. Let me see. Okay, good. The battery's not running out. Prostitution. I don't support. I don't support prostitution. But I understand that it is a way of life here, and it always has been for many, many, many years. I don't support going in and ripping people's livelihood from them in just a couple of days. I think that preparation is key. I think that preparation is ideal for anything in life. We need to prepare. We don't just wake up out of bed and run to, where we're going. We wake up, me anyway, I meditate, I, have my water, my coffee, I, wash my floors, I pick out my clothes, what I'm wearing for the day, stuff like this. We prepare. We prepare our breakfast. We each and every day, every step of the way, we prepare things. And I think that is the proper way for any mindset. When you just throw something, it can become very traumatizing to a person, to a people, to a country, to a town, to anything. So I just think preparation and growth is the key. You plant a seed and you water it with intention. You don't just expect, to like yank a seed out of the soil. It has to grow first, and you have to make your intentions clear. So do I support prostitution? I don't support prostitution, but I understand why the girls do it, being here for 7 years now. And I understand that this is a quick way for them to make money. Many of them don't have money and there's no welfare system. Many of them do have children, and not all of them have children. Not all of them are doing it for the money. Some of them are doing it just because they're reckless. But I do see many of them working hard for something to take back to their families. And so at the end of the day, I think that this takes a lot more preparation. The prostitution cannot be eradicated overnight, and stopping flights to Puerto Plata is not going to help either, because it really has the adverse effect. I think, again, regulation, preparation, it's just all logical. It's just the way that us as human beings react better. When we push someone into something, sometimes it's for their own good too. You push someone out of the nest, like they say, birds push their birds out of the nest so they can fly. But I think that's more on an individual basis. That's when we are working individually with people. I'm a soul coach. And so there are some people that I will get really tough with and say, hey, you can do this. It's time you do it, put your head to it and get it done. And then afterwards, people thank me. When I came here, my son was 23, and I came here and I never left, and he wasn't expecting that. And he was thrown into manhood all on his own, but I never left his side. I was still had his back, still was there for him. And he thanks me till this day. He always says, "Thank you, Mom. Like, you made me a man." So that was kind of like me leaving the nest. But at the same time, there was no preparation there. So, like, I get where the authorities here are coming from. They're just like, "Hey, rip the Band-Aid off. We got to do it." But then at the same time, the whole entire town relies on most of the whole entire town relies on it. Prostitution is one of the main frames of support for Sosua, for most of the bars, for most of the hotels, for most of the flights, for most of the Airbnbs, the restaurants. So much relies on that type of tourism that I just really pray that they know what they're doing. And I think they do, but I think it's just going to take time. So I hope I answered that question. It's always a really sticky question, and it's always a really sensitive answer. And I don't think it's just a cut and dry answer. I think to be responsible, I would have to tell you what's on my heart and what's in my head and what my own experiences are in order to answer that. And I just pray for all the single moms that are working in these hotels, and they're all relying on a lot of income as well. So the 9 dots signify, technically there are 10 numbers if you don't count 0. So if you look at the numbers, right, you go from 1 to 10, 10 becomes 1 again. So there are no numbers after 9. They start to repeat themselves. So 10 repeats 1. 11 repeats 2. 12 repeats 3. So 9 is like the end of the line. Just like it's such a special number. Like when a woman is pregnant, she's pregnant for 9 months generally. And, 9 is just, it has like 3 trimesters in it. And a lot of people say everything comes in 3s. 3 is another special number. So 3, 6, 9. A lot of things do come in 3s, just kind of like birth, life, death, morning, noon, night. But 9 is the end of a phase. I believe it's the end of a phase for me. And I'm writing a book right now called 9 Days, 9 Months as well. And so I believe that if someone puts their mind to something for 9 months straight, first, if they start for 9 days, no matter what it is, start for 9 days, they will recognize a difference in 9 days, no matter what it is. If it's something like wanting to lose weight, if it's something like wanting to quit smoking for people that smoke, or, something, just 9 days, put your mind to it for 9 days. After that, some strength comes in. And then after that, 9 weeks. Then after that, 9 months. After 9 months, a person can be a whole brand new person again. It's like rebirth. So it's more symbolism more than anything else. I rarely look at it. I don't even look at it. But the number 9 has a lot of symbolism to it for me. And so when all my tattoos, they all have some type of symbolism. So I don't just get something. It has to have some type of deep significance to it. But yes, if you count 0, then yes, if 0 would be a number, definitely. Ragnar, thanks for sharing your story. Ragnar, my dog's name is Kiki. Oh, German Shepherd. Kiki. Very beautiful. And then we have Jonathan in La Casa. Hola, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Cleasy, in serio? Capel says Sosua needs a reset. Too much illicit things running loose for a long time. I am Dominican. You have a very good point. A reset is always good, I think, just in general, period. A reset is always good. And hello, nice to meet you, Capel. Jesse Shorts, we will see if the changes bring more jobs to locals and hopefully won't make things more expensive for them. If jobs pay, this is the thing, right? If jobs and pay increases are created from these changes, more power to them. Absolutely. Seema, I heard Cerise got arrested on the strip. Sama, well, you heard wrong. That's not cool for you to say, man, even if you're joking, because what goes around comes around. So hopefully the police don't pull you over as you're driving. Capel, it is not an honest business. A lot of businesses do rely on it. And I think they are aware that they do rely on it, restaurants and everything. And I think that they want a lot of change as well, but they just don't know how. Charles Clinton, I have 3 9s in my birthday. Oh, awesome. And Leol, hello. So yeah, guys, there's a lot going on right now here. And like again, in my other video, I read what a lot of the Dominicans were saying. And Capella, you would be interested in what a lot of the other Dominicans are saying. They are expressing your sentiments. They do believe that a reset is imperative and inevitable, but at the same time, they also feel that it takes time and precision. When you use time and precision, then you usually get something with a more pristine finish. And not that they're making the wrong move, like it's different strokes for different folks. Sometimes you gotta, like I said, tear off that Band-Aid and just kind of go with it. And then sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to wait. And so I pray for the Dominicans. They're some of the best people that I've ever met in my life. Some of the most beautiful hearts I've ever met in my life. They're not confrontational. They've been so patient with us foreigners, even though they have benefited as well somewhat financially. Not all of them need us here. So there has been some negative with all the change in Sosua for many people. So a reset is good. But with time it will come. And I'm just praying for the businesses as well. I really hope they can hang on, and I hope they don't have to let go of too many people. But I was here during the pandemic, and I saw that what people can do during the pandemic. And so many people said to me, oh my gosh, you're staying there in the hood during the pandemic. No way, you're crazy. And I was like, no, I believe in the people. I believe where I live. I believe that I'm going to be fine. They're like, they're going to eat you alive. They're going to do the one time during the whole entire pandemic. One time I had somebody ask me for money. And it was a guy who had a sick child and he needed 1,000 pesos. And I was like cooking during the pandemic. I was going out and like cooking, and I was saying to some people, hey, if you need any food, I cooked today. And I even got myself some takeout containers. And I was telling people, if you want to eat, I have some takeout containers. I learned my lesson really quickly. They were like, "Oh, thank you, gracias, pero no gracias." And I was like, "Okay." And I learned my lesson really quick. Don't cook unless I know I'm going to be cooking for someone. I ended up packing up. I cooked so much food one day, and I ended up packing it all up for my friend, my one friend. He's a Dominican single guy. And I'm like, "Here, you might as well take all this food." And he's like, "Okay." And he took it, and that was it. The Dominicans made it work. And I was just like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. So it was beautiful. And I do believe that this can make them a stronger people here in Sosua. And I do believe that prostitution is all around the world. I don't know if it is the complete target. I think that just cleaning up Sosua in general is what the aim is. It's a gold mine. It is a gold mine. It has everything you could want. Like, and now we have great electricity. Before the electricity would go out, the electricity has been so stable for the last couple of months. And I was just thinking that last night in bed. I was thinking, oh, the electricity hasn't gone out in a while. When I was here before, it would go out like once a month for sure, regulated maintenance. And then it started to go out like recently, like not recently, but like maybe about 3 months ago, it was going out like a lot. No, maybe like, well, for the last 2 years, it would go out a lot. It would rain and the electricity would go out. And it was like, what? So finally, they really started to go in on it, and they started to turn the electricity off a lot purposely, and they were fixing it. Every single day, the electricity was going out about 3 months ago. Every single day. We didn't know when it was going to go out. So I was just charging. I was patient though. But even some of the Dominicans outside, they were like, the loose. Ain't no loose. They were getting so upset. But we all dealt with it. And now it's beautiful. So the advancements are coming, and Sosua is preparing. And even just that the change in the electricity shows me that there's going to be some changes coming. And you never know, this could be the most first number one destination in the whole entire world one day. No government assistance. Oh, wait. What is with all the flooding there now? I saw cars floating away. Really? It never flooded like that when I lived there in 2017 to 2021, Melinda. Yeah, well, it was last year there was a lot of rain. Just a lot of rain. It was out of control, and it was a lot. And I think that's another reason why the electricity was going out. A lot of roofs were leaking. A lot of fields were flooding. A lot of areas were just flooding. People had to fix their homes. But I think that was just the earth itself. Before that, there was a big drought a few years ago when you were here. That it was probably when the drought was happening. Jesse, no government assistance, not a lot of jobs that pay good. The oldest profession is the world. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, for most, it is. There has to be Kama. Oh, you're such a inspirator. You're so inspiring. Anyway, sorry, let me go back to there is no welfare system here. You're right. And there has to be some type of a welfare system. Absolutely. So Kama, or whatever your name is, huge difference between the photo shoot with what's his name? Dwayne Morgan. Of course. I think that was like maybe 15 years ago. I am 53 years old now, And I gained like a lot of weight here, going through menopause and stuff of that nature. Sure, I need to lose that weight. Sure, I need to work it off and stuff of that nature. But I'm happy. I'm happy. And I don't know what you gain from being cruel, but whatever you're getting from it, I really hope that you're enjoying it. But I'm not taking it like cruelty, because those were some good days that you're bringing up, and it inspires me to lose that weight. You know, I've been on Facebook. I do my workouts. I have some weight to lose, and I've been doing live to airs on Facebook, exercising live in front of people, on TikTok a little bit as well. Did a little bit on X as well. You know, it takes inspiration. It takes dedication, but comments like that is very inspiring, because I don't take it like you're the devil. I take it like maybe even a messenger in some ways. God's like, see, girl, you know, see, girl, you gained some weight, but I am a work in progress right now. I have braces on my teeth. You know, it's common here for people to put braces on their teeth. And I had one tooth right here that was shifting. And I had a tooth down here that was a little shifted. But they put the braces on my teeth, and I'm like, all right, I'm a work in progress, right? Like I have so much that I want to do with myself still at 53. And trust me, I'm my worst critic. Sometimes when I pass by that mirror, oof, so hard on myself, I have to back up and I have to say, girl, mm-mm, mm-mm, you don't do that to you. Mm-mm. So whatever you say, comma, trust me, it's something that I already say to myself often enough. So it's just inspiration you're giving me, right? And I encourage you guys to go and look at those old videos too. I have a video here on YouTube from, that's probably what that person did. They probably went on and looked at some of my old videos as well. Just now, when I said to you guys that I've had this channel since for 19 years. If you go and you look at some of my old photos, you will see that I'm modeling in some of those old videos. I'm doing modeling work. But I mean, I'm 5'9" and I was 140 pounds. So, you know, I'm 5'9" and now I weigh 190 pounds, you know, so that's a lot of weight difference. It's going to be a lot of weight difference in my face as well, and 15 years of maturity. So, you know, overall, some weight, I'll lose it. Totally fine. But thank you for the inspiration, Kama. And Cleasy, us gringos are the welly system for the chicas, the welfare. Let me see. Terrell says, what happened? What happened here? There were some raids. Let me see. Lou, you look gorgeous. Thank you. Dave Beachy, you looking so very lovely and very good to beautiful. Thank you. You are so beautiful, woman. Thank you so much. M. Noel, I'm in my late 40s and I work out 6 days a week and it's still hard to lose weight. Oh, it is. It is. I think it's just all about continuing working out. Dave Beachy, I'm 58, love. Oh, wow. Nice. And you looking so very beautiful. Thank you. Joe Smith, eat a salad for God's sakes. Oh, it's all I eat. That's all I eat. I need to work out. You know, there's that formula that you have to work out no matter what. That is where it comes in at. And I used to do a lot of that before I moved here. And yes, you want to come say hi? Okay, arriba. 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 Noche wants to come up and say hi now because I had the puppy up here. Get up. Hey, let Noche get up. Come on, arriba. There we go. There we go. Let her say hi. There we go. There's Noche. There's Noche. There we go. Okay. You got to get down now, babe. So yeah, I love salads. I am a salad snob. I love salads. I was a vegetarian growing up. Never ever ate meat. And ate meat like once in a while, but my dad was a Rasta. So I was raised very healthy. My dad exercised every single day of the week, all the time. He was very proud. He used to take us all exercising as well, like running around the block, all 5 kids and my mom. He really enforced that a lot. He found being overweight was a very disgusting thing. I think that's probably another reason why I'm very hard on myself too, just knowing how I was raised and how my dad would think that being overweight was just a very disgusting thing. And he would say it right out loud. He's like, if you're fat, you lose your weight. That's it. It's like, you have no choice. You got to do it. And so I agree with that completely. So I'm very hard on myself with that, but I love salads. I eat very little meat. Now I do eat meat, but that's what happened. I got here and I started to, drink more, and I started to eat meat, chicken wings almost every night. The weight packed on, and I wasn't walking anywhere at all. I was taking a motor concho every single place I went. I wake up, do what I had to do around my apartment. And whenever I left outside, boom, motor concho right there, motorcycle taxi right there. Took me to my appointments, like to my meetings or whatever. And then really I'm just going up the street, and then I'm getting back on a motorcycle and coming back home again. And there was no walking. And I wasn't walking either because a lot of my appointments were in the sun, and I'm a natural redhead, so I burn very easily. And I didn't want to be in the sun too much. So it was always like, and I'm making excuses. Because I could have walked home from those appointments. I was still there in the evening, so I could walk home during those appointments. But so lately I've been exercising a lot more. And that's it. I think for me, that's all it's about. For some people, they exercise, but their diet is just like a lot of going off track with their diet. Like I would never eat a hamburger, French fries. I'm not into all that type of food. I really love salads, like wings and waffles. I'll order some food from them, and I'm ordering like 2 of their salads. It comes up to like $15. 1,500. So that's like $30, I guess. Right. I'll order salads no matter what. If there's something on the menu, like fried fish or something like meat or something like that, and the salad is the same price, like let's say the salad is 600 pesos and a big meal with rice and chicken and all that is 600 pesos, I'm getting the salad. I love salad. I don't like potatoes. I don't eat all that type of stuff either. So really, it's just exercise. I need to get my butt moving. I need to literally get up and continue to dance in front of the mirror, on live. I do it on Facebook, and that's it. I lost 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds last year and kept it off, but I still have 40 pounds to lose. So, pretty hefty, but it is what it is. I think we all have something to work on in our worlds, in each of our worlds. We all have a story. Some of us, we have to work on our character. Some of us, we have to work on saving money. Some of us, we have to work on being nice to people, being nice to ourselves. Some of us have to work on forgiveness, forgiving other people that have done things to us. Some of us have to work on asking for forgiveness, right? We all are born with something, no matter what. I think that's what the human experience is all about. We are born here and we live and we learn, We have a mission, a journey, and we do our best while we're doing that. And none of us can be perfect, but there are a few things that in my world right now that I'm working on, and that is losing weight, feeling great. I worry about my braces a lot because um they were on longer than what they needed to be on, and the first dentist already messed up. She wasn't an orthodontist like she said she was, or if she is, she wasn't experienced enough. But I have she put me on to another orthodontist now, so I'm feeling a little bit better with that, but still worry about that all the time, almost every second of the day, every day, 24/7, because my teeth were nice before the braces. I just had a couple of one tooth right here that needed fixing and one tooth right here, but it wasn't massive. And I think I could have just let it be, but it is what it is. And then my weight, my teeth, my weight, and becoming a number one best bookseller. That's my goal, my dream. We all have a dream. My dream is becoming a number one best-selling author. I love writing, and those are my three things that I'm working on, you know. And every day I work on my channels. I have a bunch of YouTube channels. I have a crime channel, and I have a gossip channel. And I have this channel and a spiritual channel. Let me see. Melinda, a friend of mine showed me videos of the police in the streets. He stated they're there all the time, pretty much. What is it going to be like now? So much change. I think it's going to be good. A little bit more regulation. That's all. I think, just a little bit more regulation, but that's not bad. It's not like the tourists do anything bad. So the tourists don't have anything to be worried about because they're good. The tourists are all good. There's nothing negative that the tourists are doing to destroy Sosua. So the police are always there anyway on Pedro Clasante. They're constantly going up and down the street. Glitch in the Matrix. You hot for your age, boo. Thank you. And Sama, I love the vegetarian weight loss tips. I've lost 25 pounds. That's good. You lost 25 pounds. Congratulations. And Lewis Express delivery. Hola, good friend. Hola, how are you? Charles Clinton says hi. So yeah, guys. And again, Sama, good for you. 25 pounds. That takes dedication, That's like two clothing sizes. Guys, tranquila. Tranquila, noche. Luz, tranquila. Tranquila. Siéntate, por favor. Siéntate. Hey, afuera. So, yeah, that's not an easy thing to do, but it is, like when I say it's not an easy thing to do, what I mean is once you get your mind to it and you get yourself dedicated, man, it is amazing. I love watching the videos on Facebook and also on Instagram and also on YouTube, the little short videos where someone is like showing themselves at like 300, 400 pounds. And then by the end of the video, it's only like a short 60-second video and they show their progress. I'm so happy for them. I'm like, what? I click like so quickly. And on Facebook, I share their photo, like I share their video, because they really put in a lot of determination, dedication, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And yeah, obviously I'm very hard on myself when it comes to my weight, but having this honest conversation with you guys as well makes me feel awesome. And it makes me feel like I'm accountable, like now next week I can tell you guys, hey, I lost a couple of pounds, like I have a support, not a support system, because it's not like I need a support system. It's not that serious. Like I said, I just need to work my butt off. but I can be accountable, to you guys, and I can be like, hey, I lost a couple of pounds, guys, and hopefully even encourage some of you guys watching, and they're trying to lose weight too, right? Maybe that's what I'll start doing too. I put it all over my TikTok, and also my Facebook. There's videos up there on my TikTok, and I was bigger then, and so maybe I'll start doing live workouts on YouTube as well. Maybe I will. I wasn't doing live workouts on YouTube because the music rights, but now I have my own music channel where I make my own music with an app, right? So, and I really love a lot of reggae music. So I have all these songs in R&B. So maybe I'll make my own playlist and start working out on YouTube. That would be a great thing to do. I think that's what I'm going to start doing as well. That will be great. And see, where there's sometimes seems perceived negative, the positive always comes, right? So yeah, I don't mind that so much. I look forward to that. But I really do need to lose the weight, and I really do need to get back to feeling who I am, because I am hard on myself, and I wouldn't want to be easy on myself. I wouldn't want to be like, heavy and overweight and feel like it's okay, because it's not. It's really unhealthy, but it's all exercise for me on my end, which is a great thing, because the weight will just melt off. With other people who really have bad eating habits, that's exercise can't, it can't balance bad eating habits out, right? You can exercise till the cows come home, but if you are eating things that are really blocking your system, like hamburgers and French fries and bread and even rice, potatoes, any like pastas and pastries and all of that stuff, it really does clog the system. And I'm just not into all those foods. I'm really not. I can't even stand potatoes. I really love steamed vegetables. I love steamed broccoli and carrots. And oh my gosh, I just love vegetables. I love vegetables. And plus, I can't really eat meat because I didn't really eat it a lot in my lifetime. And then when I do eat it, and if I eat it off the bone, I can't really continue to eat it, because I'm cognizant of the fact that I'm eating flesh, like I'm literally eating flesh, and it is a little, I don't get sick, but I just can't eat it any longer. So yeah. For many years, I did get sick when I ate meat, vomited right back up. All right. We have Melvin in La Casa. Hey, how you doing? And Glitch in the Matrix said, hurt people always try to hurt other people. Yeah. Built to laugh. They are negative things that some Black brothers do in Sosua, like talking smack, and Dominicans on their YouTube channel, and bringing the race card into our culture. Who's that? Did someone say something negative about race? Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes the negative is can be turned around for the positive. It's nothing better than just taking a negative and turning it into the positive, and we never know. We say things to people sometimes, and it bothers them, and they think about it in their own quiet downtime. Like, we are thinking people, we have brains. And so even though we will say something to someone, it could be like the smallest little thing. And then that person takes that away, and they don't obsess with it, but they get it stuck into their head and they don't stop thinking about it, you know? And so I've done that too. But I think here today, I think I'll take away some positivity from the negative because it's true. If it was negative, I'd be like, oh my gosh, whatever. And I would kick my feet up and I would make sure that I, stand on my business and say what I got to say. But what they're saying is true, you know, like it is what it is. It can only make me better to lose weight. Speaking of food, I miss putting zapatas in my smoothies. Oh, zapatas. You like those, do you, Melinda? Sama, Melinda. Just watch her videos, Cerise and Keisha Lee making green juice for smoothies. I have to order them. Yeah. Yeah, I eat a lot of smoothies. I drank a lot of smoothies, I should say. I do. I'm I've always been very healthy. It's just exercise, menopause, boom, came in like a lion, like a bear, just roar, boom. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it's just a lot. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And it's good. Anyway, guys, I don't want to keep talking about weight. I don't want to keep talking about all that stuff, but I will continue to talk about it on the other lives that I'm going to be doing because I think I might just start just doing lives with you guys, just dancing live with you guys. Like I said, I do it with Facebook. I do it with Twitter. I did it with TikTok. A few months ago, like in November, December, I would just set up 3 cell phones, and one would be on TikTok, one would be on Facebook, and the other one was on Twitter. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think I'll do that again, and I'll do that with you guys. You guys like YouTube is like one of my favorite audiences anyway, right? Facebook too, but I'll do that with you guys. Why not? So that's what I'm going to start doing. I mean, if I got anything out of this live today, it was that, and also meeting some really nice people on here and seeing who my viewers are and just thanking you for being here. You guys are beautiful people. You asked really good questions today. And when I get off the live any second now, I will rewind all of the conversations and, think kindly for each and every one of you and send some special positive energy out for you guys, because I know you guys also have a story and you spent some of your time here with me. And I appreciate that. I really, really, really appreciate that. I love it. So from right now, I will say, look out for my video on Tuesday. It's going to be lifestyle video. And no, I can't. I was going to say I'll work out on Tuesday with you guys. Maybe lifestyle Tuesdays. That's when I'll do my workouts. But I can't because on Tuesday I'm going to get my braces adjusted, and then I'm going out for performance. There's like a concert at a place called El Choco. And cuídate, noche, tranquila, ven aquí, siéntate, ahora, tranquila, por favor. Tranquila. Hey, luz, afuera. So I have to speak Spanish to my dogs because when I'm outside, Dominicans speak Spanish to them. Dominicans love dogs. Dominicans love my dogs too. So they always go, noche, noche, hola, noche. And they speak Spanish to her. So, I want to make sure that she doesn't look like she's caught in headlights. But she understands some English. Anyway, yeah. So Tuesday, I'm going to a concert at a place called El Choco over across the street from Sosua Ocean Village. Every Tuesday, they have a concert there, like a performance there. this Tuesday is going to be a Dominican guy, and he's singing. Oh, he sings so good. Like, he sings a lot of American pop music from the 80s, which is just so engaging. It's just really different to hear. And then he sings some Spanish songs too. Hey, no. And then that's it. So Tuesday I won't be able to work out, but maybe I will Monday. Maybe I will Monday. Maybe I will Monday. I don't know, you guys. Today's Saturday. Yeah, I'm going to work out Monday. So look for that. Monday, I'm going to do a live, and I'm going to work out for, like, I don't know, half an hour. And Tuesday, every Tuesday is my lifestyle videos. Every Thursday, my story times. And now every Saturday starting today and moving forward, is going to be my Saturday scoop, my Saturday live scoop. Okay. So guys, yep, I'm telling you right now, thank you in the comments for, bringing my attention to the fact that, yes, I have some weight to lose, but also inspiring me and giving me the inspiration to work off this chub. I like to do the workouts live too, for two reasons. One, you can see my dedication, but also two, because I said I'm going to do it and I'll do it. It's just being accountable. And three, through the videos, I get to see my own progress. I get to see, months later, I can look back and be like, oh yeah, there's a good little progress going on there. So that's always really great. Okay, guys, I love you. I'm going to let you go now. Let me see. Melinda Melinda says, I have to order. Okay, again, I love El Choco. Oh yeah, one of my favorite places. You said, Melinda, yeah, El Choco is really great. Swiss Italian restaurant, really good food, so fresh, on awesome service, right off the highway, so it's easy to get to, and it's just a great environment. So you can meet so many people there, a lot of Dominicans, and then a lot of expats as well, which I really love. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you. Huge hugs, loads of love. Please be good to yourself out there. Be good to others. And remember, if there's something you got to do, do it. Tomorrow's not promised. Check out my other YouTube videos on my other platforms. Sister Cerise, if you're into entertainment news, or if you are into true crime. I have a true crime video called Fairfax Files, same spelling as my last name. I just put up a video last night on the Central Park 5. Such a sad story. But I would love for you guys to go on there and support me there too. Bye, guys. By the way, if you have a business, or if you know someone that has a business, let me know so I can give them a shout out on Saturdays. Okay? Feel free to email me. My email address is cerisefairfax@gmail.com, because I love paying it forward. So you guys just let me know, and let's be a community together. I love you. Bye-bye, guys. God bless.